guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sassy Girl, and today I'm going to be doing a review on a movie that some people like, some people don't like, and well, I'm a big fan of this movie. It's still my number one movie, Coraline. And I know what you're thinking. Oh my god, you're reviewing a very spooky as hell, fucking crazy movie ever. I got it. I know this movie is crazy. I get it. But honestly, I love this movie. It's awesome. And for those of you that don't know, it's based off of the book called Coraline by Neil Gaiman, who is one of my favorite authors, and I'm a writer myself. My book is not out yet. It's almost done. So, yeah, I'm going to be talking about both the book and the movie. The book is pretty much just packed up in that tote down there. It's a bit of a mess in here. I've been packing. So, the movie Coraline and the book is both about a girl, named Coraline, who's moved away from her friends in Michigan and moves to Oregon into this place called the Pink Palace. And she meets weird people that also took residence there. It's actually just a regular house, but the owner, named Miss Lovat, just splits it up into apartments. Like Mr. Bobinski, he lives in the attic, who is a man who owns a secret jumping mice circus that pretty much everyone knows about. And the two old women who live in the basement, Miss Fink and Miss Forcible. And Coraline is a bit depressed that she's there. She's a bit moody and sarcastic because she is in this new house that she really does not like. And you can see why. So there are a few things that they changed from the book and pretty much didn't add it into the movie, or things that weren't in the book and were in the movie, and things that were not mentioned in the book but were put in the movie. Either way, I am not making sense, but hopefully some of you do understand. Like, for example, YB Lovat is in this movie, who was not in the book, and Henry Selick, who is the director of this movie, said it'd be best to have a character for Coraline to talk to instead of just flat out talking to herself, which she does not do in the book. Well, she kind of does. But the only person she kind of talks to is this black cat that's pretty much been with her. The cat pretty much has no name. I'm telling you guys, the book was very scary. That's pretty much where this movie, the scary parts of the movie pretty much came from. There are a lot of scary parts in the book that really spooked the shit out of me as I read it and heard the audiobook, which you can find on Audible. Not sponsored, but I do recommend it on Audible, but y'all would just be shocked. There is no singing mice to like, we are small, but we are many, we are many, we are small. I'm surprised I still remember that. But they don't sing that here. Anyway, story. So basically, Coraline hates this world and she wants a better world. While in the middle of the night, she chases a jumping mice into this little door that is in her home. She goes through the door and goes into this other world where she meets her other mother and notices that she has buttons for eyes, which I will say is creepy as shit. And I see why everyone is so afraid of it. But to be honest, I was not afraid of it at all when I first saw it. It was really surprising. So pretty much this new world everything is more colorful and bright than Coraline's old home, where everything is just colorless and bland. Just everyone is more depressed in the original world than it is in the other world, where everyone is happy and excited, full of life. And there's the other Bobinski, there's the other Miss Fink and Miss Forcible, the other father, the other Wybie, but not the other cat. This cat apparently can go through these worlds without the door. Just pretty much there's a hiding place anywhere for this cat to go. So Coraline is living in this world and would constantly go back there to pretty much when she sleeps, because she believes that once she sleeps, she's there and she wakes up in her room. But the third time in the movie, when she goes in the other world, she actually is awake and she goes through the door, and she believes that once she falls asleep in the other world, she'll wake up safe in her bed in her old room. No, girlie, that is not what happens. She's still in the other world, and she's only... Yeah, this other mother, you can tell, I mean, yes, she's nice, but you can tell through her button eyes, something is fishy. She tries to make everything better for Coraline, to drag her in and eat her soul. Like, she even made her friend Wybie silent in the other world, and he doesn't speak at all. And you feel more sorry for him once everything started turning around. Like, right after this performance from the other Spink and Miss Forcible, the other Wybie is shown to frown. And the other mother is pretty much just telling him, just smile, just keep this up, so that we can keep it forever, so I can suck her soul. That woman scares the shit out of me. God, that look is scary. So, the other mother asks her, do you really want to stay here? Or you can stay here forever if you want to. We just gotta do one little thing, and that is sew these buttons in your eyes. And Coraline is like, oh, hell no! Fuck that shit! I mean, she's 12 years old. There is no cussing in this movie. So yeah, she refuses the buttons, gets freaked out, and convinces herself, I'm just gonna go to bed and I'll be waking up home. Bitch, that is not what happens. So, she is pretty much stuck until she kept refusing the offer of staying there. She just wants to be with her parents again, and pretty much gets stuck in the mirror, and that's when she meets the 3 ghost children. This pretty much happens in the book. So, these 3 ghost children are telling her, this woman is called the other mother is called the Beldam. She draws you in with treats and food, games to play, just giving you everything that you wanted, and to the point where you just can't get enough and you just want to stay there forever. And that's when she steals your soul and probably eats you. And that's what she did to these other 3 kids. I looked up a theory about this. The pioneer girl was first. No, I think the little boy was first. It was probably the pioneer girl. The pioneer girl was first, then the boy, then the sweet ghost girl, which is Wybie's grandma's long-lost sister, who also went into the other world and got drawn in herself, but got stuck there. So they tell her, you need to find our eyes, and once you find them and bring them into the old world, we'll be free. And so that becomes the plan. She goes to find the ghost eyes, but then as soon as she finds out, as soon as she gets back to her home, thanks to Wybie for returning her home, she finds out her parents are not there. And she realizes that if the other mother wants to throw this kind of shit and tries to do her best, make Coraline come and stay, then she's got another thing coming. So Coraline this does not happen in the book. Coraline is pretty much in a gown, while Coraline in the movie was just in a buttoned-up pajama shirt and pants and just goes on in, well, wearing a vest and a belt and a shoulder bag and a hat. Does not do that, and the girl sneaks an apple in there. So, Coraline makes a deal with the other mother to say, let's play a game of a finding things game. And tells her that I'm going to find the three ghost eyes and my parents. And if Coraline loses, she has to stay in the other world forever, let the beldam love her, and then she'll sew buns in her eyes. If Coraline wins, she lets everyone go. Which, if you know the beldam enough, if you read the book and saw the end of the movie, that's not what fucking happens. So, she gets the ghost eyes. Now all she has to do is find her parents. So, to trick the other mother, she said they're in that door, which is the same door that she goes through. Kind of weird that they had the door in the fucking house in the first place. They could have just gotten rid of it. I mean, of course, it's bricked up and there was nothing and it's covered up by wallpaper. Still, that's not enough to keep her away. And also, it's just a fucking key that has a button. So yeah, she tricks the beldam. Gets home, saves her family, sets the ghost eyes free, and Yeah, that's pretty much what happens in the book. There are some similarities, but there are a lot of differences, and I'm talking about adding Wiley. That's a character in my book. I mean Wybie. Adding Wybie, he just pretty much changes everything that was in the book. Well, everything in the movie that was not in the book. You can see why if you're a person who read the book and saw the movie, you can understand that there are a lot of differences that were in the movie. And to be honest, guys, I prefer the movie more than the book, because the book is scary, but it is good writing. Thank you, Neil Gaiman, for the book. But I just prefer the movie better, because it's basically stop motion, and I got so interested. I have this. I have the doll of Coraline, which in the movie was brought to her by Wybie that pretty much was his grandma's, and he decided to steal. Well, thanks, Wybie. Also, who here who ships Y-Line? Coraline and Wybie, who ships that? I certainly do. Off the point. So this movie's okay. What percent of Rotten Tomatoes was this movie on? Hang on a sec. Am I still recording? Yes, I am. Be right back. Yeah, the movie's pretty much got 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, which it shows why. So, I highly recommend this movie. I kind of recommend the book. And also, I want y'all to vote for something for me for the next video. I'm probably going to be having a hard time filming all of this, considering I'm in the midst of moving. So, here's a list. What do you guys want me to do a video on next? A review of the show Spartacus, a review on the show Arrow, Flash, Cobra Kai, or tell you guys a story about my Nana's death, or the Subway employee lying to me. Let me know in the comments below. Like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I'm out.